Hi, my name is Jonathan and I am gay. I've been living with my partner Brian um, since 2008, December 2008. We've been together since October of that year. It's now January of 2015. It's actually, today's date is the 19th of January, and it was my birthday 10 days ago on the 9th, so happy birthday to me. Um, yes, I've been living with Brian since December of '08. We'd been together a couple of months before that. We'd met in the July. We got together in October. We've been living together since December, and we've been together ever since. And I think we're happy. I think we're pretty good, and I love him. He's gorgeous. He's brilliant, um, and I desperately want to ask him to marry me. But big thing is that I can't because we live in Australia, where our country will not um, allow LGBT people to get married, which I think absolutely sucks major butt. But anyway, um, because I would dearly love to have Australia recognise LGBT people to have them, marriage equality for gay people. I would love it, just absolutely love it. The day to come when I can finally ask Brian to marry me, and we can get that piece of paper, and we can have the fabulously fabulous wedding with all the rainbow colours and the glitter and the Kylie Minogue and all that crap. Not Kylie Minogue, but you know what I mean. Okay, fine, we can compromise on the Kylie Minogue, whatever. But but you know what I mean. Have the great big, fantastically fabulous wedding with all the bright colours and the lights and things. But that's what, we don't have to have all the bright things. But, have the wedding that we want, really. Just have the wedding that we want, and the piece of paper that we want, and the ring that we want, and that's just what we want. Have the recognition that we want, more than anything. That's the big thing, is that having that recognition that we want. That, gay people are people too, and lesbian women are women too, LGBT people are people too. And we want the recognition, the same recognition as straight people. That's it, the end of it. And what does it matter whether I want to marry a man or a woman? I'm still a person. Brian is still a person. And what does it matter whether Brian and I want to marry each other or two women? What does it matter? Brian and I love each other. Love is love. And what should that matter? What should it matter? We got all these religious types that go on about, the Bible says this, the Bible says that, blah, 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 blah. Really, you look at it. The Bible has been misquoted so many flippin' bloody times over the history. It's not funny. And you really read, if you really read the Bible properly, it doesn't say anything about a monogamous relationship. It doesn't say anything about two men or two women who are in a monogamous, committed, loving, genuine relationship with each other, who are prepared to make that solid further commitment of marriage to each other. The Bible says absolutely nothing about that at all. What the Bible really talks about is promiscuity and prostitution. That's it. Promiscuity, pretty much, to use today's vulgar terminology, slutting around and being, sleeping around with each other, bed hopping. That's pretty much it. Nothing at all about committed relationships. Nothing at all about commitment, monogamy, or anything like that. And you look at the four Gospels, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Nowhere at all, not a single word did Christ ever say about homosexuality, about anything homophobic, anything against homosexuality at all. Nothing, not a single word. Nowhere. And you look at St. Paul, for example. St. Paul, he never meant... What he mentioned about was, again, only prostitution, promiscuity, sleeping around, slutting around, yada yada yada. Nothing about a committed relationship. Sex within the confines of a committed monogamous relationship. Nothing wrong about that. So, good luck trying to use the Bible, sweetheart, because you ain't going to get very far. So, it's going to come. One day it will come. Marriage equality will be here. Marriage equality will get across the line. We will have it, and it will stay, and freedom will ring, and we will have the freedom that we want to marry, regardless of you religious perverts who don't like it. Too bad. We will have it, and I will ask my boyfriend to become my fiance, and I will ask him to become my husband, and he will be my husband, and I will be his husband, and we will love each other for all eternity, as husband and husband. And if you don't like it, world, you can stick it, because, you know, I don't care. I want my husband, and that's the end of it. So, that's just it. I just want to be able to have Brian as my husband, and I love him. He's my husband. I want him as my husband, and that's it. So, I don't know what else to say. I just want him as my husband. I love him. He means everything to me. He looks after me, he cares for me. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh, oh boy. He challenges me to come out of myself, and he recognizes when I'm internalizing within myself, and he challenges me to come out of myself, and he encourages me to live outside of myself, and I love how he makes me laugh. I love how he has this sense of humour that I just absolutely adore, and it's just this kind of, it's this delicious kind of sense of humour that that when I first met him, firstly I knew that he was gay from the moment I met him, and I could see in him this most gorgeously delicious sense of humour that just attracted me to him, and it made me think, oh, I could grow to like this person. I could really like this person. And then he started visiting, because we used to live a couple of blocks away from each other at the time, and he began visiting me coming over to my place every couple of days, and would spend the day with me. And because at the time I was, excuse me for a minute, I was at the time looking after my brother. My brother is autistic, and I was looking after my brother at the time. And of course, Brian would come and visit me, and spend the day with me every so often. And of course, that that got more and more frequent to the point where he was over at my house every day nearly. And he would spend the entire day with me, and we'd talk and we'd laugh and carry on. And we'd just sort of just spend the day just laughing at nonsensical rubbish. And and we just talk and laugh and carry on and go. And then that was, we'd met in the July, and then of course by October, November, by about the October, I'm thinking, okay, he kind of admitted to me that he was starting to have feelings for me. And I'm like, whoa. Because nothing like that had ever occurred to me before. Nothing like... I had never been with a guy before until I met Brian. I'd never... I mean, yeah, I'd talk to guys online and things, but I'd never... This was the first time I'd ever had a genuine face-to-face relationship with another guy before. And when he admitted to me that he was having feelings for me, I'm like, okay, what do I do? I was starting to freak out. I'm like, what the hell am I going? What am I going to do? What do I say? I don't even know how I feel. And he said, I'm having feelings for you, but I want you to have time to figure out how you feel. And I'm like, okay, what the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? And then I found myself waking up in the morning, and my first thought was of Brian. And I remembered a scene from this movie, Sister Act 2, starring Whoopi Goldberg. And she's talking to a character played by Lauryn Hill. And she's talking, and she says, she's reminding Lauryn Hill's character of this guy who wrote poetry. The guy who wrote poetry said, this is a quote, right? And the guy said, if you wake up in the morning and you can't think of anything but singing first, you're supposed to be a singer. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that and adapt that to my situation and say, if I wake up in the morning and my first thought is of Brian, does that mean that I'm meant to be with him? I don't know. So, and then that day, I saw him later that day, and I just knew, okay, the answer to that question has got to be yes. Because I think I love him. And I said so to him. I think I've got feelings for him. And then, it was then that we knew that we were meant to be together. And it was that day that I fell in love with him. And then that was cemented by a family drama that I was having with my sister. And pretty much my sister put me in the situation where she was making me choose between her and Brian. And again, I was reminded of something that my mother used to always say. And my mother used to always say, don't make me choose between my children, because you'll all lose. You know, if you make me choose, you will lose. You know, and that's essentially what I said to my sister. I said, you make me choose, you will lose. And I said that to Brian too. I said, no, if she's going to make me choose, she's going to lose, and I'm going to choose you. And that's what I did. I chose Brian. Because I love him. He's my heart, he's my soul, and I love him. So... And I still do. I feel just as strongly about it today as what I did then. So I love my darling Brian, and I will always love him forever. So okay, this is Jonathan signing off. Have a good day. Have a good week. Bye.